Hey there, Lindsay Norman here. Today I want to share with you a activity that I do with most of the time my leaders, but there are times where it's super helpful also to do it with a team member who might be feeling a little bit stuck, especially if there's somebody who maybe it seems a little bit like they're making a lot of excuses. And we don't necessarily want to downplay excuses, but I think if you've been in network marketing at all, you know how important it is to have a healthy sense, a healthy mindset, and a healthy sense of belief in what you're doing. So this is what I generally like to do. I have my leaders, if we're doing it as a group, what I will do is I will have them get a notebook and I will give them a good chunk of time, like 10 minutes to basically, and I have them right at the top of the page. And I say, and I have them write down all the things that I do not have going for me. And I mean, essentially, I even tell them put in parentheses excuses, but I'm like, but you are given full permission in the next 10 minutes to write them all down. Like identify them, you know they're there, dissect what's going on in the brain. What are all the things you do not have going for you that maybe somebody else does? I give them permission in these 10 minutes to compare themselves to everybody that they want, because that's right. That happens so often is we get in this comparison game and it's like, well, look what they have and I don't. So I'm like, you have permission for 10 minutes, compare, make all the excuses that you want to, which might feel very real to you. And these might be very real reasons in your mind why you're not able to build, or maybe you're not seeing income growth or things like that. So I really do give them full permission. I'm like, I'm not actually downplaying any of those things that you've experienced, that you think, or that you're feeling. You have complete permission to literally write them all down. And I give them, like I said, 10 minutes. And if people still at the end of 10 minutes still seem like they're writing, I give them more time. I do find that this time tends to be a little bit therapeutic. And because it's permission granting, it allows them really to have permission to be in that place where they find themselves sliding into a lot of times, but they know they're not supposed to be there. But I'm like, no, you can go here right now. I'm going to let you go here because I think it's healthy for you to really hang out here and identify all of those things that feel like they're holding you back. So give them that 10 minutes, have them write down everything they want to in that notebook. And then at the end of that 10 minutes, you're going to have them flip over the page. And at that point, they're going to start writing down everything they have going for them. So what is everything you have going for you in this business? Think about your skill set. Think about your talent and your experience. Think about your connections. Think about your creativity. Even think about simple things like, where do you live? Do you have access to technology? Are you comfortable on social media? If you're not, no problem. Keep that one in the other column. Do you have great connections with your neighbors? Do you have influence? Like literally, what are all of the things that you have going for you? And those need to go down in the second column. Now, you need at least 10 minutes for this one as well. Most people have not spent a lot of time thinking about this because the human brain tends to bend negative. So that first list that they're creating, that first 10 minutes on the previous page, that tends to be very easy for people because we hang out there a lot of times consciously and subconsciously. So that tends to be an easy list to build. It's the second list that can sometimes take a little bit more thought from people, where they need to spend more time contemplating and reflecting on really the things that they do have going for them. So give them some ideas without giving them too much, but this is really like, this is your talent. This is your skill set. This is your experience. Like, this is your why. This is why you came to this table, right? So really allowing them to rail those things down. Now, after that, I always like to ask the question, which list is longer? There's nothing to that other than it's just kind of fun for me to actually be able to see in the room whose list was longer on the first one versus the second one, but there's nothing really to that. But here's where we go from there. The leaders who I have seen make the biggest impact, who earn the most money, who grow the strongest and the steadiest, are the ones who live from a place of the second list. Okay, so think about that for a second. if you notice, a lot of leaders who are strong in growth, and you're seeing key metrics where it's like, oh my goodness, they're producing leaders. That's a huge one, right? You always want to know those leaders who are producing leaders. You're like, what are they doing? And again, so much of it comes from what is happening up in their brain. So what, in my experience, leaders who lead from a place of what they have will grow. They will grow their team numbers, they will grow in their impact, and they will grow in their influence, and they will grow in their income. The leaders who are stuck in the first list, the I can't, or why is this happening here? I don't have this, have a really hard time problem solving, getting creative, and seeing what they have to work with. Okay? All of us can work from what we have, all of us. Every single one of us. And all of our lists are going to look different. So even if you look at the leaders who are on the top of your company's podium, my guess is what they have in their second column is all going to be different. It's all going to be very personalized to them. The reality is it doesn't actually matter what's in list number 1 or list number 2. What matters is where you lead from. Are you leading from the place of your second list? I know every day I get up and it doesn't even matter what I don't have. It doesn't matter the skill set I don't have. If I don't have a certain skill set, then I'm going to go find the people who do have that skill set so that I can have that as part of our team to strengthen us. If I don't have a certain experience, I don't worry about that. I either go get that experience or I find somebody who has that experience and I partner with them. There's no reason for list number 1 to ever hold me back. I only need to worry about what I have in my list number 2. So I just challenge you as you're using this tool, either for yourself or for your leaders, this should be a mindset exercise for you. And it should challenge you every day to make sure that you are building your business from a place of belief that's coming from list number 2. Okay, hopefully this exercise challenges you today. Maybe it helps you uncover some areas of your thinking or your mindset where you're like, this area was holding me back. Or perhaps you are doing great, but you're working with leaders to try to help them work through some of their mental setbacks. Maybe this can be an encouraging tool or exercise for them today. No matter what, I hope it's a blessing for you. All right, have the best day. Bye-bye.